Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. It's June 20th, 2025. It's around 1:30 in the afternoon, and today I'm going to talk about a couple of EPA scans that have been in there, but I really haven't emphasized them before. And so anyway, I call these scans VPA scans for lower risk entries. As always, the market is your teacher, and any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Now, this is a book that I recommended years and years ago, and it's unchanged, but everything in it is still relevant to today when learning and using volume price analysis. If you haven't read this book, you should. You can buy it on Amazon. If you get the Kindle version, I saw two different prices up there. One was $4.95 and one was $14.95, but I think you can still buy it as low as $4.95, and it's the best $4.95 you'll ever spend. If you want more confirmation of this, just log on to Amazon in the book section, do a search and locate this book, and look at all of the 5-star testimonials. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. It's just I'm rereading it after all these years, and I'm finding that it's extremely relevant in today's market, as it has been for the last 100 years plus. Now, what I want to point out to you today, I'm going to be talking about bullish and bearish one-day reversals and tests for supply or strength seen returning. These two folders, number 3 and number 4, which are in the category of volume price analysis. But since I made a few changes and I want to make sure your files are the same as mine, just bring up the Choose Create Warehouse view. Go into category trades, click on volume price analysis, and hit the delete key. Then when you install the add-on, you'll have the files like I'm going to show them and discuss them today. Okay, so let me get started. I'll just start here in the bullish and bearish one-day reversals, and the same filters applied both to the end of day and the intraday, and you can always tell that by looking up here at the number of stocks. As you can see on the intraday, there's 65 stocks, and if I go back, click on the end of day, there are 65 stocks. Now the bearish one-day reversal, there are 47 and 47. So the filters are used on both, same filters on both, but the intraday scan shows us if these or which ones are following through the next day. So here I am on bullish one-day reversal intraday. Now this isn't a true VPA scan. It's something that I made up, but I noticed that some of the other programs were having a one-day reversal, so I thought I would put it in here, and I'm just going to click on this and show you what I mean. So here is the candle right here, which was located with the one-day reversal scan, and you can see that this stock is moving up nicely today, following through. Now I'm just going to drop down to the next stock. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I have to come in here. And you can see that the filter is not applied. Okay, it is now. There's Lemonade, and here's Mr. Cooper Group. Yesterday it says the Wyckoff volume was above average, wide, and closed in the middle. It's been positive for 12 days with a 3-6 crossover. So it's been moving up, and it has a high relative strength rank. And this is Mr. Cooper Group. Why is it a one-day reversal? Because it traded down the prior day and then it reversed yesterday, and it's following through today. Okay, back to the warehouse. And, let's see, it re-updated. OSUR is next. Above average on the volume, spread below average, but close was very high. Once again, this is a one-day reversal compared to the prior day. Now let's take a closer look at this chart. You can see the industry group is pretty flat. Going down here, there were a couple of heavy volume days, a negative VPA flag, and then there was a test and a follow-through of that test. In addition to being a one-day reversal, the low volume test appeared. If we go down here, let me bring up my arrow. See, volume's relatively light today, and this was Wednesday right here because there was no trading yesterday. But you can see today that the 3 has crossed above the 6 if you look carefully at it. And the 6 was above the 18, but the fan is still down. This is a stock that's still in a downtrend, but you can see there's been some accumulation across here. So let's put a little box around here, and you can see that it is in a trading range. You can see where support is and resistance. I should have left that up a little bit longer. And if it breaks out of here, there's a good chance it's going to go up. Okay, going back to the reversals. This one looks like, well, these 3 moved to the top while I was talking. It updated in the back, so let's just look at IOT. I'm not familiar with this stock, but you can see that the prior day it had an oversold signal in here, and then here's a one-day reversal right here, and that was strength seen returning after a downtrend, and this is a confirmation of that strength today. Now those are just 3 examples. Let's do one more. Lifetime Group Holdings. See what happened here. Here was the prior day. Here is the one-day reversal on here. That created a strength seen returning after a downtrend, and here's a confirmation of that strength today. Now moving on, I'm just going to look at the bearish one-day reversals here. Let's go to the intraday version. So Digital Turbine, APPS, you can see that had a big up day here, and this was a one-day reversal here, and it's following through to the downside today. Pure Cycle Technologies, you can see that it had a long wick here on this one, which means that there was some selling on this gap up. It tried to follow through, but it couldn't. It turned into a black body, and it is going down again today. Let's do one. CECO Environmental. Here's your one-day reversal and a follow-through to the downside today. This looked like it was off and running, but then it got hit yesterday, and it's pulling back a little bit. But look how low the volume is today. It was pretty heavy volume yesterday on this spinning top, but today the volume's really low. This stock next week may have a chance to go higher because it certainly looks strong until this 2-day reversal. Okay, now I'm going to move on and tell you what I've got going here. These are test for supply or strength seen returning scans. Now I have 3 different scans here. This is test for supply or strength seen returning with a fan up. And then this one here is the same thing with no fan. And this is the same thing with fan down. So I'm going to click on the intraday on this. And if you look at this column right here, you'll see there is a fan up. It's green all the way down. And these are the signal conditions. If any of these appear on the chart, let me bring it up here. Okay, here it is, First Horizon Corp. This is yesterday's data, of course. It's updating right now. Sorry about that. I'll just let it finish. Okay, so this scan, strength seen returning after a downtrend, and then it's followed today by confirms an up bar closing near its high that confirms return of strength. Volume was less than average yesterday and less than average today, but the white candles and the VPA flags tells us that this stock, fit the criteria for the filter, and it's moving up. Let me show you the filter very quickly. If any of these VPA flags appear, low volume tests 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 plus the natural low volume test, or strength down 1 or strength down 2, that means these last 3 means the stocks have been going down, but strength is now returning. If any of these stocks or any of these signals appear in the VPA signal condition, it's going to pass the scan. Okay, let's try Caribbean. You can see that yesterday, I'll bring it up full screen, this appeared strength seen returning after a downtrend, and it's following through today. DT Midstream, it had a low volume test and a confirmation of that test. These are all with the fan up. Now let's move down to the next one, test for supplier strength seen returning no fan intraday. There are 92 of these. It means there's neither an up fan nor a down fan right here. If you look at these columns, it says no on both of them. So these are not trending stocks. I'll bring up Comtech, and you can see there's no fan here. Look at the moving averages, but we're still getting signals here. Strength seen returning after a downtrend, and this is a confirmation of that strength. It's a cheap stock, inexpensive, but it's kind of holding together, it looks like. How about Hudson Pacific Properties? Now this one's been going up, but the fan is still not in place. These moving averages all have to get above the 200 period moving average. But look at this volume coming in. This is pocket pivot volume, which indicates a lot of strength, and what we have here is a low volume test plus a confirmation of that test. Once again, an inexpensive stock. Let's find one that's a little more expensive here. This one, $36.14. So here is the signal from yesterday, strength seen returning after a downtrend and a confirmation of that strength. So all of these that I'm showing you are relatively low risk entries. Now the next one has a fan down, so these are trending down. If I move over here, it says yes on the EMA fan downtrend. So this is getting into the bottom fishing area. OSUR. I believe that one came up in the one-day reversal, which you can see right here. And it's also coming up in this scan. Here's your low volume test, and here's your confirmation of that test. Okay, this is $1.99 stock. Let's look at Norwegian Cruise Lines. Okay, so here is strength seen returning after a downtrend. Here's a confirmation of that strength today. This is the signal we're looking at, though, because it was from yesterday. And then when you go into the intraday scans, if these stocks are up, more than likely you're going to get a confirming scan today. Now, the market's still open, so that could disappear. But for now, it's confirming the signal from yesterday, strength seen returning after a downtrend. But you can see the fan is down here. Okay, let's do one more. Here's one that's about a $15 stock. So here's your signal. You can clearly see that the fan is down on this one. But here is a low volume test and a confirmation of that test. And it is forming a congestion area. I didn't draw that very well. But if it breaks out of this with volume, this stock could be on its way. See how far back this goes. It hasn't made a lot of progress, but it seems to be building some momentum. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then call it good. Let's take a look at Apple. This crossed down 6 days ago on the 3 and 6, and the VPOG also. But yesterday, what do we have here? Strength seen returning after a downtrend, and then a confirmation of that strength today. You can see the fan is down on Apple, though, because it really has been in a sideways to down trend for quite some time now. Now I'm going to end this video. It's a relatively short video, but I just want to point out to you what I've been working with. I'll be doing more on VPA, but for those of you who like to look for lower risk entries, it's under the category trades. This is one I'm working on. You don't have it yet. Squeeze and breakout. Not happy with it yet, but I'm working on it. Anyway, volume price analysis, just go up here, click on this. Category trades, highlight it and delete it, and then reinstall the add-on, and you'll be up to date. Thanks for listening and have a good weekend.